very fun, wonderful lead companies, but I want you to make sure that it's not just those leads. Don't want you to be a lead junkie. You can go broke just trying to run and buy leads. We want to also be able to teach you that how do you get a referral? It's from our ELF system. I know it sounds a little tough, but we'll talk about that here in a couple slides, but it is an ELF system that you can get real referrals. You can be able to develop your own personal market. You've already got a natural market of friends and neighbors and relatives, especially if you're already established as an agent. Will help you and teach you how to be able to use this existing clients. You got to develop some stallions, guys. We'll go over that in some more details, but that's crucial. You got to, especially if you're in CBAs and PAC shops, and I can't go into your printers. Then, of course, the old-fashioned. Oh my gosh, you I really cold call. You want to make six figures? I've got many friends who do well over 500,000. Wow, well, your number there. But let's just talk about six figures. Don't forget any of these avenues. You can do this with our help. Fall in love with the basics. Fall in love with the basics. Appointment setting in my seminars, you will actually see me pull out live leads. I will protect the innocent so you won't hear their name other than their first name, and I will show you in a live setting that it can be done. I mean, there's no what is it, the tricks and mirrors, no fog and mirrors. I pull out a lead, we call it right on live seminar, we set up.
Hey, good morning, everybody. My name is Tim Lankford, and I welcome you to our Tuesday 11 a.m. webinar. Every Tuesday, you can connect here to our live webinar. What you were just watching, most of you without any sound, by the way, was a video that I'm so excited to say we are currently editing a new one that will show a much less chubby guy up on the screen. So thank you for saying, hey, get some sound going there. Setting an appointment on the phone. I want to focus over the next 35 to 45 minutes on helping you be able to feel confident that in this little video that some of you clicked in a little bit earlier to see, you can go to our website. It is worth watching it in its entirety and listening to the entirety, but you can go to www.gordonmarketing.com, hover your cursor over the Life tab, and then from the drop-down box, you'll see one of the choices will be Mortgage Protection Selling System. When you click on there, you will be guided to my personal part of our website, and click on again where it says podcasts and videos, and be able to watch this video. And Lord willing, we will have it replaced here in about a week. Thank you for connecting. We have so many agents that I'm honored to work with in the mortgage protection field. I hope you are connecting on our Friday call as well. I apologize if you've left a message or an email, you've not heard a follow-up yet. We've got a couple persons working with me on those, trying to do their follow-up and giving the ones who are a little bit more of urgent need to me. So if you've not received a follow-up, I promise within the next 48 hours, every one of them will be followed up with urgency, because I want you to break that $116,000 this year. That may not mean that much to you. Maybe you've been in the six-figure arena for many years. Then listen to our caller, or excuse me, listen to our agent on this week's call on Friday. He'll talk to you about breaking over $300,000. And actually, Alex is probably more on track to do $400,000 this year in the mortgage protection program. Isn't that incredible? You think that you can create an extra $500 or $1,000 a week in this business very, very easily. If you're just looking for a couple sales a week, definitely we welcome you. I throw out my arms and give you a great big Gordon hug. We absolutely love our part-timers. For those of us who have committed to this more of a full-time basis, please don't put any put any stops in your income. Here in a few weeks, I'm going to have a friend from over in Ohio on our call that will be surpassing over $500,000 in the mortgage protection program. It is real, guys, and it just astounds me of what we can do with going out and helping people. It is what I consider an absolute blessing to be able to sit in somebody's home and be able to make a way where they are not only able to sleep better at night, but that they give their loved ones some peace of mind also. I count that absolutely special. I don't know what other word to describe it with other than it's an extraordinary opportunity for you and me to be able to go out, sit in somebody's home when they have sent in a lead request. And you'll hear from, I'd like to spend no more than about 20 minutes on this PowerPoint. Everyone who's connected today, you will receive this PowerPoint. I'll send it out as well as a copy of the lead letter that we send out, as well as my phone scripts. I am not holding anything back. There are many of you on the line today who aren't even contracted with Gordon. I would count it an honor to be able to work with you. In order for you to be a part of our lead program, you do have to be contracted with us, but I will pour into you on every Tuesday and every Friday. Invite your friends, invite anyone to be a part of this. If you think that anything that I share would be of a benefit to him or her, I would be honored. The last 20 or 25 minutes of this webinar today, I have sitting in front of me I've got about 20 numbers that I want to call, 20 letters of response. If you remember here a few weeks ago when I was talking about the folks that we sit with, when I get a letter of response back, or you may call it a lead, I call it a sale. Guys, it says on there that you may be able to qualify for this protection. You die, we pay off your house. You get sick or injured, we make your mortgage payment. You'll only receive if you did a direct mail like we do every week for our agents who are part of our program, we mail out 1,000 letters. We only get back in about 10. That's just the direct mail response. Most companies charge approximately $700 for that mailer. We don't charge anything for a mail program. Once we do a mail program for our agents, we don't charge you up front. The only time that you are billed is approximately a week and a half later after you get the lead, and you have plenty of time to go and sit with that family, get them protected, and a lot of times get paid before you even see your credit or your debit card you have on file with us hit for that lead that you purchased a week and a half ago or even 2 weeks ago. If you get a lead today from us, you do not see a bill for that until next Friday. Not this Friday, but next Friday. This isn't really talking about our leads as much as I want to talk to you about when we receive this letter. When I receive this sale back, somebody has given us a number to call. They've even said what time works better for them to call them. They have put their date of birth on there. We have their name, we have their address, we have their mortgage company, we have the mortgage amount. Guys, this is a sale. in every way that I can describe it. If you can, as we talked about last week, if you can go and bleed on your clients instead of asking them to bleed for you, gosh, that sounds so crass, but I hope you get the gist of this. If you go and you are emotional, this is an emotional sale, you connect with the people in the home, I'm talking about 45 minutes. That is the entirety of my sale in the home, from building rapport to closing and taking, on average, I take 1.4 applications from every home I sit with. Husband and wife, sometimes term and accidental, sometimes term, accidental, IUL, sometimes annuity, 1.4 applications per home from sitting with these families, the families that you'll hear me call here in about a half an hour. Again, you will receive this, but if you wanted to make any sort of notes to help you remember, if you will follow as very soldier-like that you can. I've got a lot of Army in my family. Very proud to say I've had two sons serve in the military. One that is a West Pointer. So several years ago, when he was accepted to that prestigious military academy, we changed our own personal LLC from a Heart for Families mortgage protection to West Point Financial Services. That's who I am. You looked up the LLC in the state of Indiana. That's who. That's the insurance company that we have as our agency. From West Point Financial Services, everything that I do is no other better way to describe it other than soldier-like. You hear me every time when I get on the phone. Tom, hey Tom, this is Tim Lankford. I want to be able to I want them to hear their name first. Immediately following that, I want to introduce myself. I'm not trying I'm doing everything I can not to sound like a telemarketer. On the contrary, I'm doing everything I can not to sound like their best friend. We've got to find a middle ground. This script will give you the middle ground. Introduce yourself immediately without taking a breath, without hesitating. Why are you calling? I had a gal earlier this week, just a real sweet person out in the West that I was doing some counseling with, and out of like 10 responders, there's like 4 or 5 of them hung up on her, and that's the only reason why they were doing that is just we had to tweak a little bit. I will be honored to be able to help you tweak your phone call. It'll be easier if you can send me a recording. It's better for you to record yourself just on an MP3 player on your phone and then send it to me. And I will love to be able to, again, I use the word and I don't want to overuse it, but it means tremendous amount to me when I say I'm honored to be able to send something back to you and say, hey, you sound like this. You don't want to sound like this. Here, try this. Why am I calling? Who am I with? Get 4 to 5 yeses up front. You'll see that in my next page. I'll go into a little bit more of that when you actually see my script here. I go immediately into my role for our company and to set the appointment. Falling in love with the basic. My whole purpose of my phone call is in number 6 there. It's setting the appointment. That's the whole purpose of the phone call. If you remember the email that went out that talked about the essence of a successful phone call, there you go. Specific steps to cover on every call. There you go. The one and only purpose of the call. It's not to find out how healthy they are. It's not to create a friend. It's not to do anything other than to set the appointment. And I mean that. I'm not interested in, did they have cancer that they were diagnosed with yesterday? We've got a carrier that will cover that. I'm not interested in that they are no longer interested. How about that? Well, I've lost my interest. With our leads, it's kind of hard to do that because you will literally be one of the very, very first persons in their home. Even if another lead company has sent that person a lead, ours is first-class postage. We have over 70 persons who are working from our telemarketing to our active lead distribution that take a tremendous amount of pride to be the first one in that home. And then when that person fills it out, that homeowner or refinance person or a person who refinanced their loan or somebody who took out a second mortgage, that's called a mortgage event. Whenever that happens, that's when they get one of our letters. And then when they fill it out and send it in to us, guys, we PDF that same day lead into your email. So first in wins, and then crucial to lock down your appointment. Give you an overview, and you'll hear this on my phone calls here in just a few minutes. Even if the lead letter says Thomas, I'll most of the time go back and try to say a shortened version of that person's name, and then I'll correct it later on, because 90% of my material that go out of my home says Timothy on it. As soon as somebody says Timothy on the phone, I immediately count them as a telemarketer. So again, trying to minimize that emotion that I'm thinking of the other person on the phone. I love it when somebody tells me, hey, I went over the script with my wife and she did this, this, and this, and this. She told me this, this, and this. Or you can just call up a Super Bowl buddy. You know, those friends who are around you who will be honest with you and yet won't be so harsh to say, you idiot, why are you doing this? Hopefully you can have a few of those friends that would be sincere enough with you that you could run past the script with them to find out some feedback, to get some feedback from them. Hey, Tom, this is Tim Lankford. I'm following up on the letter you sent us in reference to your mortgage with Bank One. You may remember it protects your family in the event of your death, or we pay off your house if you get sick or injured. We make your mortgage payments. You remember that form? So I want them, if it's just a new response, I want to know that they remember this, because it's not 2 and 3 and 6 weeks old. Now on my aged list, and I love aged leads. Not going to go into that so much here. I didn't bring any aged leads to call, but I love aged leads. I love to be able to sit with that person who an agent was so terrible on the phone, or what I find more times than not, that person gave up after trying 1 or 2 or 3 times. They may be on vacation that week, guys, or they may, you may be calling on the age list. They really don't go into call me during this time. So you may be calling. I called 5 days in a row at 11 a.m. Tim, no one ever picked up. This lead sucks. No, it doesn't. Your thinking sucks. What you need to do is call in the evening, call in the afternoon, call in the morning, call on the weekend. Yes, I'll even dial sometimes when I was in the field on Sunday afternoon. It was a wonderful time to catch some people. And you still hear from folks, hey guys, I don't do business on the weekend. You know, when the lead person I'm calling will respond with that way. And I'll say, John, I totally understand. I'm working around the clock because I've got so many families who are trying to get, who are asking me for this information. Tom, I will call you, or John, I will call you tomorrow afternoon. When's the better time to call? That's one of the very few times that I will really be respectful when somebody says, I don't do business on Sunday, just because of how important my walk is with Christ. I want to make sure to respect anyone else's, whomever they are honoring in their life, be it from Buddha or Hare Krishna. It doesn't matter. I want to respect that. Hey, this is Tim Lankford, just following up on that letter. You remember that, don't you? After I've told them what it is doing. Wait for a response. That's the first time I'm waiting for a response. That probably would be good to put right there at the end of, we make your mortgage payments. Wait for a response. So I wanted to get a connection with them. Yes, I remember that. Hey, I just need to confirm a couple things with you here on this letter. And I even like better than this or that letter, here on your letter. I'm making them own it. Hey, I've got your name down as Jonathan Quigley. Do you go by Jonathan, or is it John? That's where I'm going to find out, did I screw up by calling him John? Yeah, I go by Jonathan. Well, I apologize for calling you John earlier. I want it to be a real conversation. I don't want him to feel like I'm on a script. So that's why I want you to do this 40, 50, 60 times before you ever make a phone dial on whether it's a $1, $3, or $5 age lead or a $41.20 lead that we will actually manufacture for you. You gave us this number to call at, and usually we'll have 2 or 3 or 4 phone numbers. You gave us this number. Is this your home number, John? Jonathan? Yeah. Okay. You also gave us this number. Do I mark that down as your cell number? Sure. Okay, your date of birth you put here, even though if it's real clear, and most of ours our guys in our lead house will type it out so you can actually see it. Um, it looks like you wrote 5/26/88. Is that correct? Do you see what I'm doing? I'm getting 4 or 5 yeses, yeses, yeses. On Jonathan's, actually Jonathan Quigley is going to be the first one that I will call, and on here he doesn't list any co-buyer because we ask for a co-buyer's date of birth. I'll say more than half the time the people that I sit with are married. So I want you, and it's very important when I talk about one-leggers here in a couple slides, I want you to make sure that you are finding out, do you have a significant other? Try not to just say, is she your wife? Or you can, I guess nowadays, use wife and husband as synonymously, whether it's a husband and husband or wife and wife. So you can speak it that way, but be cautious about saying, if you're speaking with a female, saying, is somebody else going to be there with you? Do you have a significant other? Will he be there? So be sensitive there. I'm there to protect people, not judge people for their lifestyle. Get the code, if he has the co-buyer's date of birth, that for sure locks you in that you're not going to sit with anybody that isn't going to be able to provide both persons. We also have your mortgage amount as in this situation, it's $176,248. And it's here, of course, with Key Bank. Why I say, of course, I'm not ever, well, let's lead it right here. My role for our company is a pretty simple one, is usually how I'll go into this next portion. I just go over with, I will personally go over these options with you. I'll give you a customized quote. We only need about 10 to 15 minutes together. How's 3 o'clock tomorrow work for you? Because I've already verified that there's a Mrs. Quigley. How does 3 o'clock tomorrow work for you and Mrs. Quigley? That I'll say is, I hate being over emphatic on certain points, but I will go back and say this here is the most important point of your entire sales call. What have we been trained? We've been trained on the phone to say, hey, John, I'm going to be in your area tomorrow or the next day. What works better out for you and Mrs. Quigley in the morning, afternoon, or evening? Guys, that screams telemarketer. Absolutely screams telemarketer. If you will use this script, I absolutely guarantee it. Now show me results. If I am wrong, please, I will stand to be corrected. Show me that this doesn't work. If you have been doing the, hey, I'm in your area the next couple of days, does it work better for you guys in the morning, afternoon, or evening? Without trying to make it too dramatic here, that script sucks. Keep it simple. We write simplified issue business. We do it in a very simple way. Somebody tried saying to me the other day, oh, this is easy. Praise God that it's easy for you. It's not easy for most agents. It wasn't even easy for me. I've been in the insurance business for 23 years. And when I started in this business, I for my first 6 appointments, I went 0 for. You ever heard of OFR? I went 0 for 6. And here I am, some highfalutin, commercial industrial insurance guy, I'll say was my background in the mechanical field. And yet I look at these little simple folks and these simple homes with this little simple $100,000 mortgage. Okay, guys, this is, and I went in, I set the appointment, no problem. I got that set okay. But when I sat with these families, and I remember the very first one that I sat with, and to this day I still have hurt pains about it, because I went in there with an attitude. I went in there with, I'm here to be the savior for your family, and this is what you need to do, so sign here. Horrendous attitude. And God has worked with my spirit in such a way, I can't tell you. And it probably hurts me the most when somebody will come back to me and say, tell me, wow, you sound kind of egotistical. oh my goodness, then I know I've got to check myself at the door. And that's the absolute worst persona that we can have in this field. If you're coming off in a way that you're egotistical or that you are better than anyone else, whether you're making that $5 or $6 or $700,000 a year in this business, and yes, I've got friends and doing much more than that, but no matter what, if you're making 50,000 in this business and you have that attitude, you will never make any more than that. The folks who are truly successful, the folks who are truly making a difference in people's lives, I know not going back into mindset so much here, but those folks are the ones who are sitting with these families and they are showing humility and they are there to help. And I almost take it as an offense. I can pretty much say that I'm offended when I'm working with somebody who is really, well, we did a video on Friday that I told my family, no matter what I say to you, you tell me, we want it on video, that you're not going to do anything this evening. I was being straight up honest with them. Don't let me set the appointment. And then when we shut off the video to tape another segment of the in-home presentation, Jason said that was hard because, I mean, you laid it out there, and I would have gladly accepted your proposal. Won't spoil the video. I'll let you see it. But again, Lord willing, if we can't get that uploaded this week, hopefully by next week, you'll be able to see my entire in-home presentation. Going to lay it right out there on our www.gordonmarketing.com website. When they say that doesn't work, guys, hey, that 3 o'clock tomorrow doesn't work, there's my next statement. Well, is it better in the day for you or later for us to get together? You know what you just did there? You took away all of their other excuses. I'm no longer interested. I'm busy. I'm whatever they say, you've just taken it away if they will respond to your, hey, are you available 3 o'clock tomorrow? You no longer are trying to sell the appointment. Now you're just trying to set the time. I don't know how much I can emphasize that enough any more than what I just did, but hopefully you've caught the spirit of what I was trying to say there. Absolute crucials here. Do not set your appointment beyond 48 hours. If you are talking with somebody, if I am speaking with somebody on the phone today and they absolutely cannot meet, and I've set aside tomorrow evening, which I usually don't run, and I've set aside most of my day on Thursday to go and run these appointments that you're going to hear me call. So I am setting with it. I pride myself on not asking you to do anything that I am not doing. That's a good parent, right? Do not set your appointments beyond 48 hours. If you did, that's not an appointment. Don't count that as an appointment. I've got others when I've sat with them, and I'm going in on Thursday this week to as a follow-up of an IUL that I set in motion last Friday, but I set that appointment within 48 hours. So you can do a follow-up, and typically an IUL or an annuity won't be the traditional mortgage protection. On that same, his name's Alfonso. I won't give you his last name to protect his innocence, but Alfonso and Issa Mary, what did they do? He did a $120 Phoenix simplified issue with me, and then for Alfonso, and then for Issa Mary, we put a $40 a month Phoenix on her life. But now we're talking about how to be able to make their money work harder for them. So going in again this Thursday with a couple more illustrations to show them how we can do that. This is a one-stop sale. Don't kid yourself. This is not a, well, I'll get back to you. Well, and I'll talk about objections here in a second for the phone call, but don't let your objections for your in-home, if you remember that from last week, do not let them, well, I'm going to think about it. Oh, John, that really means a lot to me. I appreciate you sharing that with me because that tells me that you're a thoughtful person. Traditionally, what I found, though, is when I hear that, it's because you think I'm trying to sell you something. You immediately are putting up a wall of saying, hey, I've got to think about this. In actuality, it looks like you closed on this, goodness, 9/2/2015. So Jonathan has been getting our leads for the last 3 months, and he finally filled one out. So when Jonathan tells me when I am ready to fill out the questionnaire, not the application, but fill out the questionnaire to send it to Phoenix, to send it to Mutual Omaha, he says, I've got to think about this. That's how I respond. Lock down your appointment. Absolutely. After you've set that appointment, verify if both are going to be there, you do not do any one-legged appointments. If you are sitting with a family and only he is there, only she is there, and you look back up and say, hey, is Joan going to be joining us? No, it's not important for her to be here. You know, John, this is how I respond to that. John, that's really good news. That helps me out with my scheduling, because we've got to have her here. I've got to, send back information to my boss that, hey, I met with both of them. My boss I can use in my life as my wife, whomever you say that you've got to follow back up with, and it's real important. And hey, this will score some points with her if you need any points. Not saying that you do, but she'll see that you pass away, you're paying off the house for her. So it's real important that she is here, but I'm going to be able to get to my next appointment since I'm running all the way across town. I don't think I'm going to be able to get to it in time. Even if your appointment is to go and set more appointments across town, find an honest, legitimate response or excuse to get out of that home. You are wasting your time if you're sitting with one person and I don't care if it's just a fiance or a very, very important boyfriend or girlfriend, if he or she is not there, you're wasting your time. Again, I won't go any further into that other than just what I just did. Lock down your appointment. Hey, my GPS does a great job. This is going longer than I want it to, but okay, real quickly. My GPS does a great job, but sometimes it needs some help. What's a major intersection closest to your house? As I'm driving on, let's see, Jonathan Street here is on, never heard of that one, Gunnison. As I'm driving on Gunnison Drive, and if it looks a little bit different, I'm going to say, am I pronouncing that correctly? Okay. Is your address on the mailbox or on your house? What color is your house? Great. Let me make sure I didn't double book my time slots. We said, let's see, we said tomorrow, what time did we say? Guys, I know what time I said. I wrote it down on the lead form that I've got sitting in front of me. However, I want to hear him repeat it back to me. Book minimally every 2-hour slots. Don't go out anywhere, anytime without at least 3 appointments. You will be disservicing yourself without making sure that you're going out on at least 3 appointments. You've got to have some momentum in this business. That's what this business is. It's all about momentum and your mindset. If you're just sitting on 2 appointments, one's a no-show, you don't sell the other, oh my goodness, this business sucks. On 3, you just give yourself a much better chance. Handling objections, you'll maybe hear that over on some phone. I don't want to take any more time than what I've already done because I want to let you guys hear at least 20 minutes of my dialing. And it may not be the greatest because I have to put it on my speakerphone, on my cell phone, but you will hear live responses if we're able to here's the danger is that nobody answers and, somebody cusses me out. I don't call it a danger. I just call it real life happening. I'm trying to think in 2015, even on my age leads, nobody ever cussed me out. I almost say that sadly. It's just like, what the blank are you guys calling me again? Because the way that I'm approaching it is, hey, I'm a supervisor following up on a letter. It looks like we didn't get this taken care of for you. I just needed to do a little bit of a investigation. Do you remember this letter, John? Anyhow, that's my aged script. I don't have any money. Does this cost anything? I want to think about it. John, that's the purpose of my call. We're going to be able to sit together for just 15 minutes. That's all it is, John. I guarantee you it's just 15 minutes. And then I'll get the information in your hands. Is that fair? I'm just looking to set the appointment. Please, please, please. Don't sell insurance. They didn't send you in an insurance response form. They sent in a mortgage protection form. I can't go into it any further. If they're asking for insurance, I'll say, is that what you're looking for? No, I was looking for mortgage protection. Guys, we understand it as insurance. Respond back to what they asked for. Are you with the bank? You never, unless you're with the bank and you're selling mortgage protection in addition to your role with the bank, that's the only time you ever say, yes. Don't lie. If your integrity is in question, I don't want you on this team. If asked, you respond with, I'm with the Mortgage Protection Center. We work with our clients who fill out these letters. Is that what you were wanting, was some mortgage protection? Defer, deflect. Never, never, oftentimes never respond with a no. Do you want to sin? No. Do you want to go to hell? No. There are certain things that I will respond back with an emphatic no. You want to go to heaven? Absolutely, yes. But other things in sales, let's learn how to defer and deflect. Hey, I'm just following up with our clients. I'm with the Department of Mortgage Protection. You know, where you sent this letter at. You know, if it comes down to, so are you with Bank One? No, we act as a preferred vendor. They have several companies who follow up with their clients. We're one of them. And we take a lot of respect and a lot of honor to work with Bank One. They're very important to us. And again, I just don't get that many responses. I'll say out of my average phone calls that I probably make on a weekly basis of folks that I speak with, at least this last year was, so much smaller than ever. I'll probably put it out there and say 10. And speaking to 10 persons a week, so over 500 persons this last year that I called and said, hey, I'm with a mortgage, or I'm following up on your letter with your mortgage with this bank. I may have got 5 persons, less than 1%, probably maybe, let's call them 4.5, who ever asked me if I was with the bank. It just doesn't happen if you follow the script. Don't forget to lock down your appointment. There you go, guys. I want to be intricately a part of helping you do that. I want to see you, and we're missing a 0 there, aren't we? Put another 0 on that. I want to see 116,000. I want to be able to celebrate with you in 2017 at our Expo Center, at our Expo event that we do every March. That's coming up here again, right in March. Come and let me personally meet you coming into Indianapolis. But I want to be able to showcase you, hey, this was our 6-figure income earner, and be able to introduce you to everybody in attendance. There's my contact information. I'm going to leave that up, and let's immediately get over to the phone calls. Guys, I see the questions. Yes, I'll get out the contracts to you. Not a problem. How do we get a copy of I will get you copies of all of this, Billy. Shawner, yes. I'll answer a couple of those things offline, Shawner, to you. But let's get to these phone calls of these are folks who have just simply sent in a letter asking to be contacted, what I call a sale. And we're just going to let it ring 3 or 4 times, go on to the next. These are folks who have said to call them. This one says to call between 9 a.m. and 4 p.m. The last one, and this is a number, said to call a.m. This one gives me a phone number for 9 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Hello.
Hi, may I speak with Awi? Hi, my name's Tim Lankford. I was looking for, am I pronouncing the name correctly? Is it A-W-I? Is working. Okay, he gave me another number to call, 626-5483 in the evening. Is that the better time to call?
This is also I think this one can make a message.
Okay, I will call back maybe later on this afternoon, this evening, to try
You
to.
call that 5 o'clock.
What time would be a good time to call back?
5.
Around 5. Okay. All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Where from you?
I'm sorry?
Where are you from?
I'm following up on the letter about the mortgage protection that you sent in about your mortgage with Bailey and Wood.
Okay. Thank you. Call back me. Call back us. 5 p.m. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Sometimes you have language barriers. But thankfully, I think she understood me enough, and I will call back this evening at 5 p.m. I want to talk to the person who filled out the form, and she may have been the one to fill it out, but AWI is the name that I have on this letter. So now this is 10 to 1:30 that I am to call this number. Set a specific time aside for your dialing also. Make sure that you're doing that every week. Mine is Thursday evening, 5 to 9 to set for Saturday. Every week, my wife knows what I'm doing, 5 to 9, and I don't allow things to interrupt that because I still run mortgage protection appointments on Saturdays. So set a specific time, a specific day.
You have reached the voicemail box of.
So make sure that, now this one was also 10. So I'll call this other number as well from the same person. Most
Welcome to Verizon Wireless. The number you dialed has been changed.
518-0744. Okay, so that's not a good number, but the first one was. So make sure, like I said, the ones that are the most successful in this business, who are running at least 10 appointments a week, are usually setting an entire day aside to call. So they'll call during the morning, the afternoon, as well as the evening. You can't last more than 2 hours specifically on the phone.
103 to Tracy Conley. Thank you.
And I never leave a message. I never leave a message. Very important. Make sure, okay, that was the right number. Move on to the next. And you'll notice with our mortgages, notoriously, we're working with middle America. Your mortgages will be between $75,000 to $250,000. No more than that. I really don't want to work with somebody with a larger mortgage than that, at least in my area that I run in the southwest part of Indianapolis. If they're over a $400,000 mortgage in Indianapolis, most of us have. Hi, Jim.
Hello.
Jim?
Yeah.
Hey, Jim, my name's Tim Lankford. I'm following up on the letter you sent back to us in reference to your mortgage with Caliber. It was about the mortgage protection.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, my role for the company is just to confirm a couple things with you. Looks like you gave us this number to follow up with you on. Your date of birth, if I'm reading it correctly, is it 12/9/64?
Yeah.
Okay, and it looks like you've got what, about a $90,234 mortgage?
Yeah, that's what I ended up borrowing.
Okay, well, what does it look like? Now, I don't have a co-buyer down here for you. Are you married?
No, just me.
Just you. Well, it sounded like you said that with some good pride.
Yeah. I actually just got divorced in July. So.
Well, then that it sounds like you're happy about it.
Oh yeah. I got divorced, got my own house, ready to move on.
Well, hey, it sounds like I need to say congratulations then.
Yeah, right.
Well, hey, what does it look like for the two of us to get together for about 15 minutes, say for like around 6 o'clock tomorrow evening?
Nah, I won't be able to do it tomorrow evening. I'm going to that Jeff Dunning show down at the field house.
Oh, that sounds like a blast. That's a
Yeah.
My wife and I. Now I am married. I'm happily married. So, but we've had a couple of venues down there. That is a gorgeous venue to do any concerts or anything like that. Is it better during the day for us to try to carve out about 15 minutes, or are evenings better?
That evening, I drive a truck, so normally I'd be home around 6 o'clock, but like I say, tomorrow night I got plans.
Not a problem. I'm not going to be too far from you on Thursday. How would maybe like between 6 and 7 work for you on Thursday?
Yeah, that'd be fine.
Let me verify with you. I've got you down on Furnace Court. Now, I've been a Hoosier for many, many years, but I've never heard of Furnace. Where's that at?
Are you familiar with Man Road in Epler?
Oh, sure. Not too far from 465.
Yeah, if you're coming down Man Road from 465, you turn right on Epler, then you go all the way down until it curves to the left. Once it curves to the, well, there's a couple curves in between, but once you go down and it curves to the left, you'll know it. It turns to Furnace Road. And the first road you come to after the curve is called Windship. You turn left there, and then you turn immediately left on Furnace Court.
Oh, that sounds real nice and easy. My GPS usually does pretty good, but sometimes it helps.
Yeah, use GPS to get you there. I've had a few people use theirs.
Okay, perfect.
You got them, it's spelled, I guess it shows how it's spelled, F-U-R-N-A-S.
Yep, that's what the office gave me. Okay, perfect. Well, then I will look for, oh, by the way, what color's your house?
It's blue vinyl siding.
Blue siding and probably address.
Once you turn left on Furnace Court, it's the fourth house on the right.
Fourth house on the right. That helps. Terrific. Thank you. Fourth on right.
Yeah, it's the blue one on that side too, I believe.
That makes it even easier. Okay, now I know we said Thursday. Make sure I didn't goof this up. What time did we say?
You said between 6 and 7.
6 and 7. Good. Okay, good. I've got a 5 o'clock not too far from you. I want to make sure I didn't goof that up. Well, enjoy your.
Now this is the cover. Is this like this is insurance, right? I can't.
Good.
What I filled out.
Good question. This covers you die, we pay off the house, or we've got provisions in there. If you get sick or injured, we make your mortgage payment for you.
Okay. Did you guys just charge a monthly payment for that?
Yeah, we'll go over some more details more in person, but I'll at least get the information in your hands, let you see what you want to do with it.
Okay.
Now, I've got you down as James. Do you go by Jim or do you go by James?
I go by Jim.
Okay. All right, Jim. I will look forward to seeing you Thursday between 6 and 7.
All righty, that'll work.
Have a good evening.
All right, thanks.
Bye-bye. Okay. Goodness, it's already 11:45. I just had somebody just call back. Let me see if I can't get a hold. Nah, let me go to the next one. Guys, it is, I don't want to make it sound like it's easy. I almost hate that word in this business, but it gets to the point where it just is very natural for you. You'll hear me. I'll try to cut up a little bit. I like to say if I get somebody who does a little bit of a laugh, a smirk, a giggle, I've got them. But I'm not trying to be that what I call an over personality or over dramatic drama queen. I'm not interested in doing that. But if I can try to make a connection, I have a very strong church background. So if I hear that they're at church, or where do you guys worship at? My wife and I are lay group leaders over at Northview Church in Carmel. I'll try to make a connection. I just set an appointment earlier this morning because they said I had to call between 7 and 8 a.m. for one of my first appointments tomorrow. her son goes to, she's just down the street from where her son goes at Traders Point Christian Academy. I said, oh, that's neat. My daughter, we used to have our daughter there. We went over to Heritage Christian Academy now, but we love Traders Point. Anyhow, make a connection without trying to sound too overly friendly. You know, you heard a couple of no answers. You know what? Let me try one more, and then we'll close up here. I want to be very respectful of your time, but I hope this is helping a little bit. Let's see if we reach. This is Jared. Jared's birthday is 12/30/84. I hope this is coming through. Okay, sorry that there can't be a better connection. Monday through Friday, 10 to 1 is when he said to call. I do not leave a message. You're screaming.
Your call has been forwarded to
for them to start screening your calls. All right, last one. Let's see if I don't connect with this one, we'll call it a webinar, but let's see if Lisa answers. Keep it simple. Follow the script, guys. It's not brain surgery. Because I've taught a surgeon to do this before too.
Hello?
Hi, Lisa.
Yes.
Hey, Lisa, it's Tim Lankford. I'm following up on the letter you sent back to us in reference to the mortgage protection with Caliber. You remember that letter?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Hey, I just wanted to confirm a couple things with you. It looks like you may be a worker from home. You mentioned on your letter you sent back to call you anytime at this number.
Correct. I work, when I'm not traveling, I'm working at home.
Okay, well, I can relate with you there. You put down here, if I'm reading this correctly, is it May 24th, 1967 for a date of birth?
Yes.
Okay, and it looks like we're dealing with a $127,300 mortgage?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Well, my role for the company is a pretty easy one. What I do is just sit down with our clients, and it's usually about a 15-minute visit. I go over the options that you have available for you and basically get the information in your hands, make sure that you're well informed of what we can, how we can help you protect your mortgage. What does it look like, maybe like around 6 o'clock tomorrow evening for us to get those 15 minutes together?
I'm actually leaving first thing tomorrow morning. I will be in Florida till Sunday, and I fly from Florida to California, and I won't be back till the second week of February.
My wife would probably have a problem with it, but can I go? I'm just here on the north side of 465, and knowing Farmhurst Lane, you are in just as much snow and ice as we are.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well.
But no, I'm actually I travel. That's what I do. So I'm like maybe home a couple days out of the month.
Well, good for you, especially if you can keep the Florida and California on your bucket list during January and February. When's the next time you're home? Let's kind of, and then I'll just put a reminder for me to call you, because this is just a kind of a face-to-face. What the company requires me is to verify, which sounds like it's going to be pretty easy to verify, that you're not in a hospital bed or you have only one head.
Yeah. No, I will be home the second week of February.
Okay, so maybe should I put you down to call on a Sunday or a Monday of that week, or what would you like?
Yeah, that's best, because I quite frankly, my schedule changes daily, so that would be the best time.
Terrific. Well, I'll look forward to trying to follow up maybe that Sunday afternoon and see if we can't grab those 15 minutes together, and you can tell me about your next exploit to someplace warm.
Okay.
All right, Lisa. Good luck with your travels.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. That's okay, guys. I'm not. I don't have time. Ideally, if you can come back and say, you know what, I can try to squeeze you in this evening, I can't. my schedule is booked. But ideally before she left, because now, maybe she may have a couple young children that it's important to her that this mortgage is paid for. She's traveling, she dies. Yeah, I hope that you can personalize each and every one of these letters, that you can put your heart into it and say, this person needs me in their life, whether they're being a butthead on the phone with you or not. It's okay if you will just change your attitude a little bit and surrender yourself over to be a servant in this business. If anything, why I have been able to surpass 6 figures, even only running 1 day a week last year in 2015. I did 6 figures in this business, averaging 4 appointments on a Saturday. Guys, 116,000, not 11,600, but 116,000 in 2016. I will answer your questions offline. I am honored that you have connected with me this morning. I hope, please send me some feedback, how that you think that this may be able to benefit you. And connect on every Friday at 11 a.m. is our conference call with an agent who is making it happen. Connect every Tuesday at 11 a.m. Both of these are Eastern Standard Times. At 11 a.m. every Tuesday will be a webinar. Next Tuesday, we've got one of my focused carriers, which we lead with, Phoenix, Mutual of Omaha, Gerber, and CFG, kind of synonymously there. But Phoenix, Mutual of Omaha, and Gerber would be the simplest ways to say, hey, this is how we're going to get our agents protected. God bless you guys. I'm going to tell you 3 things, and the third one will take care of the first 2. Go make it happen for your income. Go make it happen for your family. If you do number 3, the first 2 have no choice but to follow. Go make it happen for your client. Friday, listen in to a 28-year-old who will be over $300,000, probably on track to do over $400,000 running a mortgage protection program. I think you'll really enjoy Alex as he joins us Friday at 11 a.m. Guys, God bless you.